First thing to understand before you do any creativity, not only architecture, to understand where you are. Not the question is what, question is where you are actually you are and where you are working. So your land, you must understand your motherland, your surroundings. So Bangladesh, is not a big country, it's a small country which is 1,500,000 square kilometer roughly, But actually Bangladesh is receiving more than 2 million square kilometer of area water from the upper side is going through Bangladesh. So almost like 15 times bigger area water we are receiving, and is entering through Bangladesh. So I was saying that when the land is water, means actually we don't have any land. In Bangladesh we don't have any land, we have only water. And if you think we are fish, it would be nice. We never thought of, we started building roads and bridges and what not, all try to make lands, but no water. So that's why Bangladesh is struggling for many years with water, because we don't know how to handle the water. So we are not enough literate to work with something, the nature. So it's very sad. So this is one of my watercolors. So Bangladesh is basically, the largest delta on earth, having more than 100 rivers, channels, close to 800 river channels carrying water from Himalayas in a very intricate pattern through Bangladesh to the Bay of Bengal. So when the monsoon comes, it inundates almost 2/3 of the countries underwater, it goes underwater. But interestingly, after 3 months, after just 2 to 3 months, so just after a few months, it turns, same land, it turns into a very green patch of green, and then, dancing with the winds, This is the poetry of Bangladesh. So Bangladesh is a very poetic country, very sensitive country, and need to understand knowledge to deal with. So that's the reason why I do watercolor painting. It's very obvious. This is not something extraordinary. Any Bangladeshi or Bengali is very poetic. They do watercolor painting, which is very normal. And this is what, I was talking, Jawaharlal Nehru Gold Medal 1976, I was only 13 years of old, with this board I drew with watercolor. This is the first in 1988, I was the student of third year, 86 and then 88, I was a student of fifth year. For my mother, I had to design this upper floor garden. This is not on the ground, this is the second level of the house, because she wanted to stay second level and wanted to have the garden she loves always, below, beside her. So I had to design this one, which initiated the first movement of green movement in Bangladesh in 1988 and onward, all over Bangladesh, and we became one of the 50 architects of the world who actually took the responsibility as a planet architect, we named, who started planning, greening the world. So, in old city, I have learned one very interesting thing. Like most of all the houses basically is no boundary wall. They don't use boundary wall. In Kolkata, I think they call it rock. In Ahmedabad, they probably say otla, something like that. So that means it's a very human approach. It shows trust and respect to the other people, the passerby, the house owner. They connect each other through this small sitting plinth. So you allow them to sit actually. But in the new city, gradually we started putting high walls, and even then we are not happy. We are putting bird wire on the high wall, and we were not happy. Then we put, be aware of my dog. In USA, in Western world, they say armed response. They will kill you. They will shoot you with a gun. No law to, there's no law. They can kill you simply. This is how we become so from human to inhuman gradually. So we thought, how could we change this scenario in the dialogue in the city, not trusting each other, each hating each other. So we never wanted to change the world, like Jalaluddin Rumi says. We study was very clever, wanted to change the world. Today, I am wise, I am changing myself. So we went back our design board and we wanted to change our simple design way of dealing the boundary wall and making it very simple. Sitting people, trees or plants are there, birds are coming, the children are playing with the butterflies. And then one stage we started putting glass boundary wall, because a large campus, with the glass boundary wall means the boundary wall is very fragile and vulnerable, then your relationship is very strong. When the boundary wall is very high and thick and heavy, your communal relationship is very poor, very weak. So let's make the boundary wall weak, fragile, vulnerable, and your relationship is very strong. So this is our house actually, which is also in the front of the boundary wall. You can see the landscape inside. And then 2003, I started putting a huge plants above 5th, 6th level of the house. And it was very rare in the world at that time. And it was like a swimming, we call it no swimming pool, we'd have swimming pond. Bangladesh has a lot of ponds. So why not putting it, calling it swimming pond? My client says, what do you mean by swimming pond? Why don't you give me swimming pool? So no, we can give you swimming pond because we don't have swimming pools. We have swimming ponds. We have to swim in the ponds. So what does it mean? It does means that we have to have a jangla beside the pond. Jangla means untamed bushes, and ghatla means sitting arrangement in the water, steps into the water. So that's the ghatla and jangla, and it turns into swimming pond. And then we started putting like a room for the anger reduction room, rain room, wind room, sort of things, small things into the house, and the space is designed accordingly. And the client is really loved it very much. Then I started infusion of philosophy in architecture. Unfolding Nothingness is a very famous house, many international awards received this house. And this house actually, the philosophy came from Lalon. Lalon is a philosopher of 17th century philosopher, who says if something is not inside your body, then it's not outside your body either. Everything is inside your body. In Hindu scripture you have found it. Everything is inside your body. So why not architecture is similar, It's something, you can create an envelope like a human body, and all the thoughts coming into you and going out of you. Some thoughts coming, some thoughts going out, some good thoughts coming, bad thoughts going out, bad thoughts coming, or some other thoughts coming up. Continuous process of body and mind relationship. Architecture similarly, you can create a void envelope, and the whole mother nature will come into it and go out of it. Like rain is coming and going out of it. The breeze is coming and going out of it, and the sun is coming and going out of it suddenly, and the evening coming is changing. So this is how architecture can be dialoguing with the nature and becomes very important. But it needs very much knowledge to understand from which side the wind is coming. You have it opened up. Which side the sun is coming, inclining sun in the winter, how it coming. So you have to open up accordingly, So based on knowledge, you can create body of architecture, and then it will act with the mother nature and become an architecture. Otherwise it's not an architecture. So this is what another view of the project. The light is coming, and Jalaluddin Rumi says, when light returns to its source, it takes back nothing from what it illuminated. It takes nothing from you actually, the light. Every day is enlightening you, but nothing taken back when it's going back. Why don't you become like that? You become light, you enlighten other people, and you're going back, nothing taking from them. That's the beauty of life.
So we are calling it metallic prose. So industrialization happens. What to do? We won't become poetic anymore. Yes, we have to make it together, like cohabitation. We name it industrial romanticism. So here in this project we have used a huge amount of steel, and we have to use the greeneries and water, and the interior has to have that feeling we are inside the room or outside. And in the left picture you have seen that it doesn't look like it's a huge gigantic building. It looks like maybe it's a 3-story, 4-story building. And the terraces always have the indoor and outdoor relationships. Interior always have to that subtle, it always invites the outdoor, and you have the feeling that I'm in the indoor or outdoor or in the pavilion, where am I? So this is our project with full of steel, but still have the sense of greeneries and water living, cohabiting together.
This one, now gradually we are entering into difficult situation. Not only simple architecture which is sustainable but celebrating, but in a difficult situation, because these are 14 projects we are doing, which is very similar in different parts of Bangladesh, northern part and southern part, where, government wanted us to attract young people for IT training and incubation center, So we develop a philosophy that because the landscape is so beautiful all over Bangladesh, there's most of the cases you'll see water. So why don't you building is celebrating the nature, not destroying the nature. Like a young boy is playing in the garden, is enrolling himself or herself, enjoying the nature, and nature is also happy, not destroying anything over there. Like a boat also, crossing the water, not destroying the water, very lightly touching the water and going to its destination. So this building is similar, like a half of the building is on the water, amphibious building sort of, half of the building on the land, and is a part of the landscape rather than becoming dominant architectural, heroism. So this is what we are producing. That's happening all over Bangladesh. Is happening now. And this is one school we have done. When my partner was a British FCBS, he was also partner. Our first discussion was something like, oh, Bangladesh, probably you don't have architectural language for the schools. And we are not sure how much you're educated historically, not educated, enlightened society. But then I informed them that Cambridge became a university 11th century when started basically, the 11th and 12th century probably. But in Bangladesh is BC 2000, BC 200, 300 become one of the finest, many finest universities, Buddhist monasteries, we had. So we are very educated, aligned with the Greek masters, Works in the boat journey. We did a mosque in the old city. The challenge was basically there's no dome, nothing is there actually. So I convinced the community that God says in Eid al-Fitr, Eid al-Adha, the biggest Jamaat, congregation, you go to the open field. So mosque doesn't require any actually elements, any objects. It needs a nice, beautiful green, a beautiful space, that's all. So we wanted to create a beautiful space in a minimum way where the space will be disappeared, God will appear. But most of the mosques and development you see so heavy that things are appearing so much that God disappears. So that's why we convinced them that our mosque will be very simple. It's connected with there is a graveyard, one of the oldest graveyard of Bangladesh. That's the other side. So we call it the street is a life, everyday life, and beside the mosque is a afterlife. So this mosque is connecting both the sides. It's a connector. So the screen, brick screen, and inside you can see the other side, the graveyard, and the light is coming from the top. And we did a very, very small project. Yesterday you are talking of the small project. This is I think this is 60 square meter space, 60 square meter space, public toilet. And when the project came, a pro bono project, it came to us, and we told the mayor that we don't want to design just a toilet because every toilet looks very ugly, nobody going there. We did a small research, we found that Dhaka city women are suffering from kidney disease, most of them, because they don't go to the toilet, they hold it up, and up to going back home they don't use any toilet. So that's actually created a kidney problem in the, particularly for the women, and the public health is deteriorating because children also affected, the new baby born is affected. So we wanted to do something which is not a toilet actually. So there is a big tree in the beside, within the site. So we didn't cut the tree. We rather make our building smaller to keep the tree, and we built actually three-story small building, small glass building, holding the ground floor is a toilet, but upper floor is basically next to floor is library, the community library, with a coffee shop facility, inside. So it becomes very popular nowadays, big, nice library, people are going there, they are maintaining the whole thing as a whole gesture. And inside there is a small coffee area, so from the coffee you can see the tree. It's a very small building basically, and the library you can see, all the community people are coming, and from the street it doesn't look like a toilet. When you see toilet, nobody wants to go to the toilet because it's very dirty. I don't know why South Asian people don't know how to use toilets. So this is one effort, we try to make it the other way. Now I am entering into the last portion of our presentation, Old Dhaka New Story. Dhaka is, as an architect, I was traveling all over the world. I was becoming a little bit famous probably, I don't know. But I have received more than 100 international awards. I was feeling like, wow, I'm flying, And then I found my friends at Old Dhaka always looking at me saying, wow, my friend, you are doing great, you are doing great. I look at them, they're deteriorating actually. Their life is not improving. So what the meaning of practicing architecture and achieving awards and fames and names and money, but my neighbor, my friend in the community is actually very sad and their life is very poor. So I thought it's a time to go back home. It's going back home actually. So I went back home and I started thinking what to do. So architect as humanist, this is one of my watercolors long time back I did. So I wanted to act like a human, not like an architect only. So Vivek sir was telling you, you need to become a good human being first before you become an architect actually. This is very important. So this is one trace to treasure. This is one park we have done, renovated, not a new park, old park renovated. This is Sipahi mutiny, of course 1857 Sipahi mutiny was actually is a Bengali, Mangal Pandey, I think he started something. And then we have one park where few people hanged after failure of the mutiny, few people hanged over there, and then the park became very famous because the position was, people knew about it. So there was a small monument built in 1957, but look at the park situation, it's really bad, So we started talking to the community people, lot of meetings happened, and then we actually, what we did, we cleaned it up. We basically cleaned it up, we properly lit it up, and our hero, first hero who hanged over there, they're enlightened through the beautiful cleaning and lighting properly over there. So now you see this is absolutely clean. And earlier it was, you see, the dumping ground basically, the park was dumping ground. We didn't cut any tree, we just cleaned it up, we lit it up properly, we introduced benches and other things. And you see the park is now very bright. And when rain comes, we collected the rainwater. And you see now it's very clean, people are coming there, having functions, programs over there, and the monument becomes very important. And the night time is properly lit it up, because our heroes need to be lit it up properly. Urban Pulse, this is one of the biggest park in Dhaka in the middle of the 23 acres of land. It's almost going to be finished very soon. we just created, this was a lot of problems over there, drug abuse and inside, mugged people coming, mugging and sitting down distributing their portions, and all sort of antisocial activities. Vagrants are waiting there, nobody can enter there daytime. Nighttime is a dangerous place for the people. So we introduced this one line in between, connecting from this major road, City Corporation Road, to the Secretariat Road. People can go through. Thousands of people, everything crossing the road without this area. They're crossing the side by all the way around, going through the other side of the road. Why not they're going through, walking through the road? They're not going to the park. Park is not their destination. But through the park they can go to the other side for their other offices and enjoying the time, listening to the bird chirping and oxygen, proper oxygen. They are walking without any cars. They are leisurely walking to the other side. Why not making it so simple for them? Why is this obstacle? They are all fencing out and nobody can enter. So we just created lines. Now it's going to be finished very soon. And the huge ghatla beside the water. And these are the walking trails, sort of promenade. And the inside, lower side, lot of trees are coming. You can go down. You can go down and can have cup of coffee and exhibition galleries and things like that. Who are not interested to just to cross, they can spend time here. And this is what is going to be finished very soon. And this is very interesting project. I think when I was 32 projects I have done with the government. This sort of this project, when I went to correct the field, there is a small field needs to be corrected. I refused to correct it. I came back to government and told the mayor I can't do it because the area belongs to Hindu community. They have a crematorium over there, open to sky, and nowadays a lot of Muslims are coming over the living side. They are not interested to see the body is burning and smell is coming out and it's polluting the community. So both the community in conflict now. They don't like each other nowadays. Hindu cannot go out because they don't have a crematorium nearby anywhere. So what to do? So I told the mayor, if we develop the Maidan properly, then the conflict will increase. Who will actually use the Maidan? Who will take the control of the Maidan? Because these two communities, Hindu and Muslim, in conflict. So let's improve their facilities first. Let's build a new crematorium inside with a machine. And they have a pond which is a garbage dumping ground. Improve the pond and give it to the Hindu community. And there is a mazar. Develop the mazar with a bookshop and a library and coffee shop and gymnasium and public toilet all together, and all the community is happy. And then we develop the Maidan for playing purpose and any other purpose. Then all the community will be happy to have that beautiful place. So government says, fine, you are a fantastic idea, Mr. Azam, but sorry to say we don't have fund. We don't have much money, we have only money for the field. So we were 1.5 years I was struggling, and we went to the ECNEC, the highest body, the then Prime Minister. I appeared to them, I explained to them, and finally they approved the plan and the money also, and we did the project finally. So this is what now it is, you see. What it was, now it converted into, now the rainwater collected into the pond, and you see the crematorium built by the brick. That's a new crematorium came up beside the pond, because I know Hindu rituals, they have a lot of rituals. And this is what ritual time they used to come. And this is what from the street they can come down. And this is the pond. This is another beautiful pond for everybody. Not only Hindu community, everybody is coming in the evening. And this was the field basically. I need to correct it, which I did the last thing, and that converted into this beautiful place. And you see the flowers coming, looks beautiful. Regia Delonex. And this is absolutely, we achieved the goals of SDG, most of the goals basically. And this is what you can see from the Mazar and the Mazar complex and the Hindu the crematorium and the field and the pond, all together, it's converted the whole community into a different place. River, beside the river Buriganga, very polluted river. And I used to say very funnily that that Mughal fort, you can see the up, that's built 400 years back, and we took 400 years to create another small piece of green. This is very, very sad. And now see, the romanticism came back, you know, the poetry came back, Bengali poetry came back. And this is one project we did, it now is converted into this. So similarly, we have done many projects over there. And the last, you know, the last project, Paucity to Poetry. This is one project I was struggling. I was literally in my life, I cried 2 times. In Europe, I was walking in the street Berlin. I was thinking, we are no one. Nobody cares us. Bengali architect, nobody cares. We don't do anything. We don't have money. We don't have projects. The award I was not given, but the same award I was given in 2012. And my competitor was Lebeskin, you know, and he came to me and says, Rafiq, I am a fan of your work in London. So I cried. And second time I cried in this project where I went there, I thought, what can I do? This community, this is the only way you can go to the park. And the monsoon is flooded, no monsoon is very dirty. And you went there, and this is, they call it a park. Beside the park, there is a space, you know, all illegally occupied. The park is so bad condition. One shower came and all flooded for months, you know, the all waterborne diseases coming and children are suffering. Inside the park, if you see, this is a very dirty park, including there is a building built, and that illegally occupied the then political party office. Who is going to move them out? Impossible. So all the things, and I say, why I'm here? What can I do? I'm an architect. I can fight with all the people. I can convince all the people, politicians and administrative people and all the other community people. It's very challenging. So one day I was standing in the water of the stagnant water. I was literally crying. Nobody is there. So everybody says, sorry, we can't do anything.